All right. Does anybody really eat sardine gravy? The answer is yes. I grew up eating sardine gravy. However, I found out in the last few years that when I mention sardine gravy, people start telling me, ooh, sardines stink. Well, you see, I'm going to go ahead and start showing you how to do it. You can use brand new oil, or, you know, some that hasn't been used, or you can use, if you have some bacon grease, or just pour you some in the fryer, and about like that, and kind of cover the fryer. Just like you'd make any kind of gravy. Some of you have seen me make some gravy before, and it's going to start out the same way. I'm trying to see if I might have a little too much grease, and I think maybe I might. So we'll just put a little bit right over in here, because I don't want quite that much, okay? I've covered my fryer. We're going to get some, by the way, I'm not going to show you how to make biscuits because I've done that before, but this is the biscuits we're going to have tonight. I just made them. But anyway, I don't think I've ever been able to smell, because I broke my nose when I was about 5, and I remember growing up realizing that other people could smell fried chicken cooking, or they could smell something that stunk, and I couldn't. So my point is, I never knew that the sardine gravy stunk. Now, I don't measure, but you cover your fryer kind of with that grease, and put your little flour, and you don't want to get too much because you can always add more. So that's probably enough of flour. And I actually may have to add just a little bit of grease back, and I think I will. This is kind of a little trial and error. Just, you see about how thick it needs to be here. You don't want it too thick, but you don't want it so thin. I'm going to put a little bit more. I didn't need to pour but a little bit out while ago. Alright, so you know, the first step, if you've watched any of the others making gravy, you know that the first step is to brown your gravy, brown your flour with some grease. Any kind of gravy, that's your base. Now, when we did tomato gravy,
that's actually called a roux.
Called what? Oh.
A roux.
Oh, okay. So Kelvin said that was actually called a roux. Now, if you watched when I did the sausage gravy, of course we used some milk and some fried sausage, and when we did tomatoes, we used water and tomatoes. I have a can of sardines in water, and you can get them in water or oil. Put them in your bowl. Now, some people like, my hands are clean because I washed before we started the video, but some people like to pick out a little gristle or something. There's really not anything. You could chop it up if you needed to, but I'll be honest, this is so soft and tender till my spoon here will really just, I don't think I really even have to use the chopper. If I did, I would use this chopper. But, and I don't want this to burn, so I'm going to have to be careful here. But you know, just kind of, yeah, you can stir that in just a minute. Alright, see there how that is? Look there, it was so, now I'm going to put water, and I don't know how much, but I've got this bowl. I don't know exactly if it's probably a quart bowl, 2 quart maybe, I'm not sure. I always add more water, but I do use water like I do with the tomato gravy. Thank you. Alright, so now you see how brown my gravy base is getting, the roux he called it. So I'm going to start pouring this in. Then I'm going to put some salt and pepper. And I believe that's going to be it. But now, stay in here with me a minute, and I'll tell you how you can win one of these making gravy aprons. It's a little bit different material than I have on, but it will be the same print. So if you'll hang in, I'll tell you, but I don't want my stuff to burn. I just pour some salt, and I just pour some pepper. Again, you can, if you're used to measuring stuff, go right ahead, but I just pour it in like this. And if this starts getting a little too thick, then I'm going to be ready to add some more water. So what I will do is have my little water ready in case it's needing some more. But if it don't, I'll pour it out and just pour my gravy into this bowl.
I actually prefer my gravy thick.
Do what now?
I prefer my gravy thick.
Yes, Kelvin said he prefers his thick, and I do too, but not too thick. I like it medium. I don't want it real runny. It does go further if you make it thinner, but I don't want it so thick, and it will get a little thicker after it sits. But I prefer thick gravy, as some people might call it. But while this is cooking, you will need to kind of keep it stirred pretty much. You might stir it a minute while I'm. All right, here's the apron. If you can stir that while I'm showing them. I didn't get it ironed, but it says making gravy, Normie's Tidbits. So, here's the deal. Ooh, I'm sorry, I don't know why I was reaching for that. All right, but if, and I don't believe I'm gonna need any more water because I didn't use as much flour and grease this time. And again, you can base it on, if I had used more, this can would have actually made a fuller, in fact, it may be, if it ends up too thin, I'll have to just mix me a little flour in this and add to it. And that could be what I have to do, because this one's looking,
looks like it.
This one's looking a little bit thin, but it may get thicker. It may get thick enough, I don't know. But anyway, the way to win one of these making gravy aprons is if there are 50 people, it has to be at least 50, that will like, comment, and share, and then comment done, that you've done all 3. Then your name, because sometimes if you share, it might not show up and I won't get your name in there. So be sure and come back and say that you've done all 3. And if I get that many by the end of the month, then on September the 1st, I will do a live drawing and give away one of these for an adult or a teenager. Either one could wear it. And see how good this looks. Now it is a little thin, so basically what I'm going to do, and if you don't want to watch further, this is how it's done. But if you want to hang in here, I'm going to show you how to fix something. You know, that's sometimes just as important as learning how to. I think if I had kept the amount that I started with to begin with, we'd have had it just right. But see, I looked at it and thought I had too much. So I took some out. But I'm going to put a little bit of flour in this. And that's all we're going to do now is getting a little bit more brown flour. Add it to that, and you'll see, if you want to hang in here, you'll see how to fix something if you feel like you kind of messed up.
Want to use this thing?
I'll just use this thing on this so you can, well, you really won't need to. I didn't cut this off, no. All right, so I'm just going to brown a little bit more of this to add to it, just a little, see? And it may not even be enough that I'm adding. But again, this is kind of how to fix something if you feel like you might have not done it enough, you know, because that is mighty thin. And if this don't work, then I'm going to be getting off of here and fixing a little more roux. It's called flour and grease, oil, a shortening, whatever you want to call it. And as I said, you could use Crisco or something hard out of a can. You can use, you know, oil. You can use, you could even use olive oil. I mean, not, well, you could.
Like using butter.
But you could use butter. And like I said, I just used some grease I had strained in here that was either sausage, bacon, or something already fixed in it. And so anyway, if you want to have a chance at winning an apron like this, it says making gravy, Normie's Tidbits. If this is the first time watching, the Normie's Tidbits comes from the fact that my name is Norma Jean. My mother called me Normie when I was growing up. My husband calls me Normie, and I have another person or two, a brother and a sister-in-law and all, that calls me Normie. So my tidbits comes from the fact that I just like to share little ideas and tidbits. So I call it Normie's Tidbits. And so I've got the making gravy Normie's Tidbits. So if I can have at least 50 people by the end of this month that will comment, comment, and share, and say that you've done all 3, make a comment, and there's at least 50 shares, then on September the 1st, I would do a live drawing. And some of you have already won one that was making biscuits, and I think somebody's already won a making gravy, and someone won a child's apron the other day. So congratulations to all of you that have already won. And this will be ready in just a minute, and we're going to see what happens when I put the rest of this in here. This might be interesting to see. So one thing about gravy, you can't mess it up too much. If you get it too thick, you can always add your water or milk, whatever you're using. If you get it too thin, you can do what I'm doing now. So, I'm not going to mess up too much. Okay, so what I'm going to do is move this over. Put this back on my eye. And we're going to put this in here with it. Give it a little more thickness, as though I had started out with it. I think like I said earlier, I believe I had about the right amount, but Now then, this should be pretty good when this gets, as you can see, it's already starting to thicken up, so it's going to be good now when I get through. Gotta let it get to cooking a little bit more again. And when I get through, see, it's gonna be some good sardine gravy. So y'all go get you a can of sardines. You can get the kind that's in the water or the oil, and you can drain them, but I didn't even drain them tonight because it had water and I was using water anyway. And make you some good homemade biscuits. And if you didn't watch my video I did last Monday about, I was just joking, just scroll down my page. It's about the 4th or 5th thing. And if you just need a laugh tonight, I'll be the laughing post and let you laugh at me and make fun of me. But anyway, I had something really funny to happen. So if you haven't watched it, go back and watch that one. And we're about to get off and eat some sardine gravy and biscuit tonight. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Don't forget to comment, like, comment, share, and try to get 50 people to do it so that by the end of the month, and then on September the 1st, I'll do the drawing. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Did you...